Hi, everybody. My name's Emma,
I'm Moira.
and we're What She Said. This is our second episode of Love Triangle. First episode was episodes 1 to 3 because we were a little bit behind the 8 ball there. And now we're up to date. This is episode 4. We've got lots to unpack. So stay with us and enjoy. This week, the rejected suitors, as they put it. I don't like that terminology, but that's what the show used.
But it's
So
true.
the reject, yeah, in a lot of cases, it's true.
Yes. So this is the thing, right? So I didn't realize, so obviously not having seen this, I didn't realize that they would show up until the end of episode 3, where they were like, guess who comes a knocking? And I was like, oh, good twist. Then they open episode 4 with everyone knew that their rejected suitors would eventually turn up and move in. But what they don't know is that it's happening today. And I was like, well, there goes your big surprise. Why wouldn't they just call it something else? I get the love triangle thing, and maybe there's another
Yeah.
match, or maybe when you group together with other couples, there might be something. Why couldn't they spin it that way instead of going, oh, you can choose someone and you can, you'll spend probably 2 or 3 days with them, but then the other person that you reject eventually comes along anyway. So where is the emphasis to try and even make it work? Because we've already seen from
Mm.
Peyton that she was like, nah, I'm gonna drop Dante and go Jordan. And then she's with Jordan and she's like, should have gone Dante, but sure, he'll be here any day soon, so I won't have to worry about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, why
I
would
know.
they do that?
So it's been a week.
Oh, has it?
They've
Oh.
Yeah, they've spent a week together. They've had their first couples party, which was lame. Yeah. So I mean, obviously a week, mix it up. Bring someone new in the mix.
Yeah, and
Um
I know the episode started off with Ari, but we did see that Nuri and Ariana got it on obviously that night. So she was well on her way, and obviously so was he, and they're now
yeah.
sharing a bed.
Nuri said he's on cloud 9. So they're very much in the lost stage at the moment. So we saw last week that Jordan had very much made it clear that Peyton was in the friend zone. His friend zone, talking to the group, is definitely nothing there. And he said to the camera, it's not happening. But then when he talks to Peyton, his friend zone is, it's just what it is at the moment. It doesn't mean we can't get out of this. Very
He's
two-faced.
so full of shit. He is
Yeah.
so full. He even knows he's full of shit, and he's just like, I wonder if I can get away with this.
I know. Some people seem to be in the know of how
Yeah.
reality shows work. They know not to say anything, and other people will just, go off flapping their mouth. He's that flap in the trap kind of guy. But then what I found interesting was when Dante did show up, the producer said, do you think he's cute? And she's like, yeah, I think he's cute. I thought it was weird that Jordan said, I'm feeling quite jealous. And he was very much throwing Dante, this is my territory, like putting it out there that he's the alpha male. Peyton, I think, liked the attention from both guys.
Sure.
But I just found it weird that Jordan said that he wasn't sure if he was feeling jealous. How can you put someone in the friend zone and then say that you're feeling jealous?
Because he doesn't want her, but he doesn't want someone else to have her. He doesn't want to sit there and see her be swooned by someone and someone swoon her and like her and actually have fun with her. I'm sure he's like, you know what, we could be friends. Like, you're someone who I could go out and have a beer with, amongst a group
Yeah.
of other people, but you're not someone who I want to date. But he also then doesn't want somebody else to come along and go, actually, you're pretty awesome. And him go, I know she's awesome, but I don't want to date her, but I don't want you to date her and take her away from me because then I'll just be sitting here on my own. Typical.
Yeah, I've known plenty of guys like that.
Yeah. Don't want you, but I don't want anyone else to have you.
That's right. And that's not fair. I don't think that's fair. So
No.
I think he needs to be real with Peyton and just say, look, this isn't happening. And I think his words were, people's interpretation of the friend zone is muddled up. It's not muddled up, mate. You made it clear.
Yeah, they haven't got it twisted and they're not misunderstanding him. He was very clear when he was like, we're just friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was
Yeah,
very clear to the off-camera person that he was not interested. And
absolutely.
I love how he was like, when you watch it back, oh yeah, don't you worry. When she watches it back, she will see how much of an arsehole you are.
Yeah, I hate how they give you little teasers at the end of the episode. I love it. But then my mind just wanders.
Right?
We see Peyton storm off and Dante's going after her. Like, no idea what's happening there. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, and you know what's really annoying about Love Triangle? It's once a week.
I
Like,
know.
I'm sorry. In 2025, people drop 8 episodes at a time. What are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're on Stan. Drop a series, please. Not an episode a week.
Yeah. Yeah. A whole
So annoying.
series. Let's smash it out. Watch it in 2 days.
I've become so impatient. I was that 90s kid who had to wait a week for, the next episode. And now I've
Mm-hmm.
become so used to 8 episodes at a time that I have no patience.
Oh, even then I get pissed off when they cut a series in half,
Ugh.
release the first half, and then you have to
Yes,
wait.
I know.
That makes me really angry.
Anyway, that's Peyton, Dante, and Jordan.
Yeah. Well, we've already said that Ari and Nuri had the nookie.
Their story opened up with them lying in their bed that they're now sharing, and he was giving her a back massage. And then there was a knock at the door, and Sam arrived.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sam
I
from Maths.
I just loved her reaction. Where it was like, "What are you doing here? What do you want?" She didn't even let him in at first. I was like, "Yes, don't let him in." And then she
And
let
she
him
had the
in.
big carving knife in her hand, greeting him at the door with a carving knife.
I
Far
thought
out.
I was like, "Don't let him in. Don't just be like, I don't know what you're doing here, mate. Cheerio."
I absolutely backed her behavior there because she wasn't treated very well initially.
Correct.
But then I feel bad. So last week I said, is it Sam wanting to create drama? No, I don't think it is. I think the producers
Yeah.
were making drama again. And I actually feel a little bit sorry for Sam. So they've obviously roped him into coming
I reckon they've
house.
paid him. I reckon they've paid him.
You reckon?
Yep.
He didn't seem very happy. And in fact, you could see he looked uncomfortable. But I mean, he deserved that reaction.
Exactly.
But then he went to the bedroom, and obviously the producers and cameramen were in there. And he's like, don't film me. You could see that he was upset with the situation. And I don't think that's fair to treat people, regardless of whether they've been paid. He would have been, flights, accommodation, whatever. I don't know whether he was paid for a short appearance, but at the end of the day, he's a person and he has feelings.
Yes, but then so that person who has feelings couldn't give a shit about somebody else who's a person and their feelings. So I don't have any empathy or sympathy for him. No, not at all. If he over text message, which we only saw a couple of bits, so again, editing, who knows. We only saw a couple of bits where she's asking him, what do you look for in a partner? He doesn't respond with anything, as far as we can see. And he just goes into, so is the other guy using any shit one-liners. So he's not even answering a question. So it seems from
No.
the get-go, he's not even interested. So then why be part of the show? So then he's going, she's not my cup of tea. How do you know? You've literally had a couple of text messages with her. How do you know she's not your cup of tea? So you've made an assumption. You've then treated her like shit by ghosting her. And then you've had production then have to tell her she's not your cup of tea. You don't even know her. But yet, it's fine for you to then show up somewhere and expect to go and live with her and this other person because let's not pretend he doesn't know what's going on. So he's happy to do that part of it. But what then he expects a welcome mat? Hey, come in. Let's see if I am your cup of tea. No, fuck off, mate. You had your chance. You blew it at the start. I don't know why you even decided to come back on this show. You should have just said, I've already told you she's not my cup of tea. I'm not coming
I'm out.
back.
She's got balls.
Yes.
I would be a lot more coy. I would not have been like that. I actually would have been, treat me like shit, and I'm going to welcome you into my house and give you a cup of coffee as soon as you arrive. I'd take my hat off to her. Good on her.
I
But
would not
again,
have let him
I
in the
do.
door. And I would have broken that fourth wall and gone, he's not coming in. Because he said himself, it's part of the show. So then I would have gone, yeah, so see your ass back out the door, please. You didn't want to
Yeah.
participate, so you can see your ass back out the door. Because the attitude you're giving me, and you only just walked in the house, I'm already telling you I'm not interested.
And it was very clear because Ari and Nuri had gotten it on the night before. He was very much the third wheel.
Oh,
Even
yeah.
if he had have stayed, they most likely would have just ignored him anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What a waste of a segment that was. You should have just left them alone.
And money. What a waste of production's money.
Yeah. So hopefully he doesn't come back.
It's the producers of Maths. something's going to happen. Of course he's going to come back. Something will happen. I don't know. There has to be a triangle for that couple, so maybe they'll introduce somebody new.
But you would have thought that they would have done that before bringing Sam into it. Anyway,
Yeah.
Who knows?
My God, Chloe and Beck.
Woo! Well, Beck planned a date, and I thought that was really nice that the person who was chosen has actually planned a date for the single person. Thought it was really sweet.
I kind of wrote you something that I would like to read to you.
Oh my God, stop. This is going to make me cry already and you've not even started.
I just feel like I'm better at articulating my words if I read it out.
Okay.
Chloe, I just wanted to take a moment to truly express my gratitude towards you. Coming into this experience, I really had some walls built up and I thought that they would protect me, but I soon realized that they were also keeping me from truly connecting with you. From the beginning, your warmth and your openness created a space where I just felt comfortable, enough to start breaking down my walls. It's rare to find someone who can make you feel so at ease, and I genuinely couldn't have asked for a better person to share this experience with. I just want to say thank you, honestly, for your kindness, your patience, and your understanding, but ultimately being a true ally throughout this journey. I feel valued and heard by you. You've made me want to share parts of myself that I've long hidden. Oh, now you've set me off.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, God. Your support has meant the world to me, and I just, truly would just want to say thank you.
The letter that she had written to say, how good she made her feel and everything, I thought that was beautiful. Really nice, established a really good connection between the two. Next minute. Insert triangle.
And
it was a girl.
And she is masculine. And this, again, is the bloody producers. Whirlwinds throw a lot of crazy in there because they've bought somebody who is Beck's type, who Beck has clearly said, I like masculine females with dark features. Oh, knock, knock, knock. It's
right.
Emma, the other Emma.
Right. And exactly as soon as she turned up, I was like, oh my God, Beck is going to fall for her.
Hardcore. Straight away.
Yep.
But we didn't know because Chloe didn't tell us what her type was. So
yeah,
she initially said that she liked STEM, mixed between masculine and feminine, which Beck was. So I was assuming Beck was right up Chloe's alley. No, Chloe has said that it's just her type. So she also likes more masculine women. And holy shit, I openly gasped out loud. It was audible. And then I was like, oh, like the Santa ho, ho, ho. I could not believe it. And it was proper triangle.
Proper triangle. Proper catfighting from the get-go, though.
Suddenly, Chloe's not in the mix at all.
Chloe's not the single. Emma is now the single, with the two suitors being Chloe and Beck. Chloe has just lost all control, and she has no say in the matter. It's now Beck and Emma. And who can she win the affections of instead of them trying to win the affections of her?
Yeah. And let's just say, I actually think Chloe doesn't have a chance. I think Beck and Emma.
I don't know, because when they were, all three of them were on the couch and something was said to Beck from Chloe saying, so what, do you want to get to know Emma? She was like, well, yeah. And Emma had said, well, I'm not here for you. I'm here for Chloe. And Beck's like, well, maybe I'll miss out because you two might hook up, so I'm just throwing my hat in the ring.
Yeah.
And then Chloe's thinking, well, hold on, you just read me this big old love letter before telling me how great I am. And now you're like, ooh, new meat.
And I'm assuming this was in the same day. Picnic, love letter, kiss, intruder.
Coming in hot, boys.
Girls. So they are swooning over her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to unfold. And suddenly my prediction that Bernie and Chloe might be interested in each other is starting to make more sense.
Do you think Chloe's into him, though?
Well, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see at the next party or gathering. I'm not sure what's to happen next.
So that is super interesting to see what Emma does. I think that's going to be the interesting thing. She seems to have full control.
The ball's in her court.
Yeah. So I guess that was Chloe and Beck and Emma.
Next, we have Bernie and Marissa. I didn't like it. Bernie said, "I feel like I've been catfished emotionally, I guess, because she's not as fun as what she appeared to be on text messages."
Yeah, look, I don't agree with the catfish comment. I think he's blown that way out of proportion, and it takes two to tango. So if you want to have a bit of fun, organize some fun. But I do think she was quite cheeky and flirty over text message. Then when they went out and had that date, they were both on the same page. And then he started making fun of her and her accent, and she pulled him up on it. And I think he just turned into this little boy who had been scolded and just threw his toys out of the pram. And he doesn't want to make an effort now that he's also met Chloe.
I want to hang out with Marissa because she's a board game girl and a card game girl.
Look, she's not my kind of fun. I would be like, let's go indoor rock climbing, or let's go find a pub where we can do something, like go play pool, or if it's raining, like, fuck, who cares? Let's go walk and jump in a boat or something. Like, go and do something. Surely it's not
Let's go jump in a boat.
I don't know. Go do something. Like, you've got, do you know what I mean? It's not like you're stuck at home with kids and the baby has to be asleep by a certain time or whatever. You can't risk getting them sick. You've got no one there. Go and do something.
It feels to me, you know how when you're young, right? And I
vaguely remember. Carry on.
Can't really remember. What's Bernie doing for a quid?
Oh, wasn't he the DJ and the painter and the content creator?
Yeah, okay.
He's a content creator. Go and fucking do something.
What I'm taking from that is he's unemployed and on Centrelink. So he's probably not had a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
To go and do stuff. He's obviously getting paid an income or a wage or a maths. So they'd be getting paid similar. It's not a lot of money, but it's enough to go and do stuff.
Yeah.
These guys aren't getting dressed up like they are on maths.
No.
So they're not spending their money on outfits. Go out and have fun. People watch. Make a look. Fucking shadow puppets at this point.
I mean,
also
we did.
know that's fun.
We did. Do you remember? We did that when we were at my apartment, and the people in the apartment across the way were watching us do shadow puppets. How fun was that? They were entertained.
They were entertained. We were entertained. It was hours of entertainment. Again, one was probably involved.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Bernie finds Marissa boring, and then knock, 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 in comes Jasmine.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, but how many times did he F-bomb before she even walked in the house? I was like, okay, mate, calm down. You don't have to F-bomb. You could just stand there in silence if you haven't got a word.
Yeah. Again, says that Jasmine's not his type. So
I know. Right off the bat.
Two girls. Yeah,
she
girls
didn't
straight away.
Walk in the house, and he was like, oh.
I know. just looked at her. That was pretty harsh.
Yeah. Yeah, he thought he was good looking and deserved better.
Oh, yeah. I said you're good looking, but you're not that good looking. You're scrawny and you have bum fluff as a mo. Stop judging.
I don't find him attractive.
I think he's little, but cute. He's cute.
No.
He's got a decent face.
No.
He's definitely not my type. I wouldn't date him, but I think he's attractive.
No, not for me.
That's fine.
Glad we're not trying to date him.
But look, yeah.
I just loved the entitlement of, well, I got someone who's a mom and I'd be out and I got her and she's not living up to my standards. I mean, look at me. I deserve better. I feel like this is like maths all over again. They must have criteria of the certain type of character that they need to play on these shows.
To be a narcissist.
Rinse and repeat, right?
That is the criteria.
Rinse and repeat.
I also thought it was funny. So Marissa must think highly of herself as well. Because when Bernie and Jasmine went out, Marissa's like, quite frankly, I think I'm better looking. I don't feel threatened at all.
Yeah. Yep. She was loving herself sick. Go you, Marissa.
Absolutely.
Enjoy that time.
I thought this was weird. Jasmine says, because obviously Bernie and her both have dimples. This is a fact that she's memorized, right? It's probably one of her pickup lines when somebody compliments her dimples. She said only 20% of the population in the world have dimples. Well, I looked that up. I fact-checked that.
Oh, Jesus.
It's
Right.
20 to 30%, Jasmine. Technically, people with dimples, you may be surprised to learn, are actually the result of minor anatomical defects. So you're defected, Jasmine. You can have dimple surgery. Did you know that? In Australia, you can get dimple surgery and it only costs $1,500.
Jesus Christ. What if you only wanted one?
Yeah, well, then they just halve it, I guess.
I'm actually intrigued as to how they do the dimple surgery. Like, what do they do? Like, cut a hole in your face or something? Stitch it back up?
No idea. It would be on the inside of the cheek, I'd say. It'd be the muscle. But you know how people, what are those, like, piercings?
No idea. But yes.
That people get?
Yeah.
The little... Yeah, anyways, once you remove those piercings, you have dimples anyway. So just go get a piercing. It'd be cheaper.
Don't encourage this stuff. So essentially what you're trying to say is Jasmine learned a fact that actually wasn't a fact because it could be altered by surgery.
By surgery, absolutely. Anyways, I just found that interesting and wanted to fact check.
I love that that's what you wanted to fact check.
Yeah.
So Bernie wasn't interested in either of his triangles, so I wonder whose relationship he's going to sabotage.
Chloe, but I don't think that's going to be, I think that's going to be a welcome distraction for Chloe for the time being anyway, because I think she's feeling a little bit like the third wheel.
I don't know. I reckon she might fight for Emma. I reckon she might just go, do you know what, Beck? Screw you. You've openly said to me you're going to try and give it a go with Emma.
Yeah. This is it, right? Hetero relationship. You never know what a guy's thinking because most of the time they don't really tell you.
Or they're lying.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello, Jordan. We're talking about you.
Girls, they just seem to be a lot more open and they're just going to not hold back, tell it as it is. There's probably a lot more truth to it. I don't know. Initially.
I don't know if that's true of all women.
No. I mean, you have your deceitful people everywhere, but they all seem quite honest, these three girls, so we'll see.
I don't know, sometimes I feel like women are more interested in being in a relationship than a male. And I think that's what it comes down to, is that they're more direct about what they want, whereas men are kind of like, well, I mean, I could say yes to you, like Jordan's trying to do, but behind her back he's like, not interested, but I'll play along just in case she wants to give me some. I think that's probably more what it is. Moving along.
Yeah, last couple. Mike and Melinda.
Well, she got the boot, didn't she? Woo!
That imploded like pretty quick.
Listen, I actually back him on this one.
Me too. She's a Karen. I told you she was a big Karen.
You did. You did. You weren't a fan from the beginning, I'll give you that.
No.
But also, I think he's well within his rights to go, do you know what? I can tell you right now this isn't going to work, so don't waste your time. Cheerio.
Yeah, he's just straight up. Tells you how it is.
But then his triangle arrived, which was...
Melissa.
Melissa is the one who lives at home with her parents.
Yeah, and she had her nips out. That's the only thing I noticed. I don't generally look at other women's boobies, but that's all I noticed was nips.
No, I didn't even see that. I was more like, she's very bossy and very, like, that's not how you make coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah. And just like very in your face. And he's like, oh, you know, I like that. She's really confident. No, you don't. No, you don't. You will get sick of that. You'll be like, do you? Shut up, I reckon.
So we've been reading some saucy books and there's been a lot of dominant and submissive things in some of these books. I think he's a dominant, definitely. And two dominants don't make a good match. Two doms don't make a right.
Yeah, no, I can't see that going well either.
She's 41, still lives at home. We haven't really gotten into that. We haven't seen much on her.
Doesn't have kids, which he was looking for.
Do 41-year-olds still wear juicy tracksuit pants? Apparently she does. I thought that was like a teenager thing. Am I being judgy? Am I too judgy?
No, not too judgy, but you are being judgy. I thought Juicy was out. I thought Juicy was like in its hype like 20 years ago. When Playboy was at the height. It was like Playboy and Juicy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And she had the whole tracksuit thing. Are we missing a trend? Do we need to get juicy tracksuit matching top and bottom?
I don't think so, but I do know TK Maxx sell them.
Right. TK Maxx also sell a lot of other cool things, which we'll get to and spill the tea.
Oh dear God. Coming off the back of we've been reading spicy books, that scares me.
Yeah, you should be thinking that.
Oh dear God. Please let me talk about Peggy Sue if we're talking about TK Maxx and spicy stuff. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, well look, I don't have anything much on Mike and Melinda or whatever her new name is that's an M as well.
No. I also did fact check that because I'm not a coffee drinker. I fact checked the burning of the coffee.
It is a thing.
You do burn it.
It just gives you that bitterness. It's more bitter.
To make espresso coffee in an actual machine, you need to put hot water through the machine to get I don't get it. I'm not a coffee drinker. Give me tea. But that's all I had on them as well. I didn't really have much on them.
That's a slow burn this show, but Jesus Christ, does it hit you with some juice? Juicy couture, if you like what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
But at the end of that episode, it did show you how Mike comes for Chloe. So that'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. We saw that they kind of clashed heads last episode as well. So that feud's going to continue. Yeah. But Bernie will come to her rescue like a knight in shining armor and lick her wounds.
Let's hope Emma comes in first.
Yeah.
Let's hope someone comes other than Ari.
Fuck.
All right. So far, we've got one potential success here, which is Ari and Nuri. Peyton is probably not loving either of her choices. One has a secretary who we thought was hilarious, but she didn't find funny. And then she picked Jordan, who she definitely does not find funny any longer. And he is talking shit about her behind her back. But to her face, he is possibly breaking, potentially, there might be a chance that he might consider breaking out of the friend zone. Chloe and Beck were on, and now there is the triangle that has entered, known as Emma. Will Emma become the person with the balls in the court, choosing between Chloe and Beck, or will Chloe regain the reins? Will she regain control of her triangle? Time will tell. I think Emma's got this. No. I think Emma has got this one in the bag. She has her pick. And Mike has kicked Melinda out, and now he's questioning his choices with the next lady who keeps telling him to stop burning her coffee. We got Bernie, and Bernie is not loved up with either of his choices. He is too cool for school and too good for these lovely lasses, so methinks that they will unite and attack. We can only hope and pray.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yowzers.
Yep. Let's see what happens in the next episode. That will be episode 5, and it is airing on Sunday. On Stan, if you're watching, play along. Join us as we lose brain cells watching and recapping. We love it. We love to hit it. It is maths on steroids times 1,000. Join us.
I'm Emma.
I'm Moira.
Wear what she said. You on the flip side.